There is a reason why this channel is called Gary Explains, because I like to explain things. I like to explain the ideas behind the magic that is technology. Now, explaining things isn't only for wily YouTubers like myself. If you are involved in operations or IT or HR, if you're any kind of team leader, if you develop and monitor the processes in your company, then you're going to need interesting documentation and good guides. You're going to need to explain how it all fits together. And that's where Tango comes in. It's an easy way to create guides right from within your web browser. You perform the task at hand, and Tango captures the steps that you're doing and then automatically produces the guide. It's like magic. The easiest way to explain it is actually to show you, and then we'll talk more about some of the features. Okay, so I want to create a guide about how you can use Gemini inside of Google Drive. So here I am inside the web browser, and up here is my Tango button. So I click on it to access Tango, and it appears here in the sidebar, Start Capture, because that's what I want to do. What am I trying to create? A how-to guide. So I click on that. The capture has started. Now I go ahead and do the things I want to do. So I'm going to click up here on Ask Gemini, and already you can see here that that first step has appeared in the guide. Then down here I'm clicking the Ask Gemini box and I paste in summarize the contents of this folder. That's actually what I want to do, because it's just a load of text files in here. And then finally I click on Submit. Okay, and now we can see 1, 2, 3. It's very simple. 1, 2, 3 steps here are appearing. You can see that actually Gemini is going ahead and doing that. I can now just click the tick box there to finish my capture. So as we scroll down here, Google Drive, click on Ask Gemini, and it's highlighted that there. Click down here where we type in summarize the content of this folder, and that's it. So we've got our guide ready here. As well as capturing the screenshot and all the steps that you need for your guide, there's some comprehensive editing features, including auto blur of sensitive information and annotations. Now, of course, these guides can be edited. For example, I could just change the title here to Ask Gemini to summarize a folder in Google Drive. That's the better title that I want for it. Okay, and then if we scroll down here, we can see the first step is to click on the Ask Gemini. But notice here, step 2 is got 2 subsets. Click on Ask Gemini, click Submit. Well, actually, we want to clarify this a bit, because you want to type in this bit about content, summarize the contents of the folder. So the first thing to notice here is you can make this event its own step. So we're going to split this up now into 2 steps, which it says are done successfully. So we've got click on Ask Gemini, and then we can say, and type in summarize the content of this folder. There you go. That's a much better way to describe it. And then finally, click on Submit. There are other things you can do as well, like we can change how much this picture is zoomed in or zoomed out to make it easier for different people to clarify exactly what it is that you're doing. Maybe you want to zoom out on that one a bit. There you go. So you can edit them as you go along, and only when you're happy with it do you go on to the next stage of sharing it. Now, interestingly, we can use Preview Guide Me. So if we click on that, okay, so here we're back at that page. Okay, and we'll get rid of Gemini there. So we can say run on current page. So it's going to guide me through what I need to do. 1, click on Ask Gemini, and it's highlighted that here. So this is the advantage when people use this, they get these orange boxes around the things they need to click. So I'm going to do that. Yes. Okay. Click on Ask Gemini and type in summarize. So it's highlighted where I need to click, and it said, here's an instruction box. Tell me what I need to do. So I'm going to type in there, summarize. And then finally, it says now click on Submit here. So I'm being guided. This guide shows me exactly what I need to do on this web page, which is, it's more than just reading the document. It's actually showing me. Now, this is the preview, but now I know this works really well for the guide I'm trying to create. Now, once you have your training guide, you need to share it with the people that are going to need it. And there are several built-in ways to do that inside of Tango. And once I'm happy with the guide, notice here it's still marked as draft here, I can go ahead and share and export it. So I click on the share and export button. So now I've got the sharing dialog up, and it can tell me who can access it. Well, anyone inside of my particular workspace. I can change it to anyone with a link, anyone in the workspace with a link, and only by invitation only. And people inside the workspace, can they edit it? Can they view it only? So you've got full sharing controls over this. And then also there are other options here down the left hand side. So for example, if you click on embed, then this allows you to embed an interactive version somewhere else on the web. So what can I do? Well, what have I got here? Notion, for example, Zendesk. Where do I actually want to embed this? Now, before I show you how to embed this in something like Notion, notice there's a preview button. If you click on that, it will actually give you, this is what the embedded content will look like, and you're actually able to customize that. So hide cover page, for example, so you can change the way it looks. So that's what the embedded guide would look like. Let's actually go ahead and embed it in a few things. So I've got Notion selected here. I'm just going to hit copy embed. Very simple. And in this case, it just copies a link. Well, let's go over to Notion. So here I am inside of Notion. I'm going to create a new page. First of all, let's paste what I just copied over from Tango. And you notice a link there, and it's asking me, what do you want to paste this as? Mention URL. Actually, I want it as an embed. So that's going to go ahead and embed that. We want to make the page a bit prettier. So first of all, let's set a title. And then maybe we'll put in some text. And now finally here, we can just kind of resize this embedded thing here. And there you go. So I've now got a page inside of Notion, which has the opening part here of my Tango guide and some other information. I can go to view steps here, for example, and actually start to go through. There you go, the first step there. I can go and visit this on the Tango website. I can do all these things right from inside my Notion page. Another version is to export it. So I can export it as HTML, as Markdown. I can download a PDF version. And the final option is to pin. So I click here, pin, and then I've got pin tangos directly onto any web page. So watch this. I say pin this tango. It goes back to my Google Drive, and as I move my mouse around, there are all these different orange box highlights things. I can say, well, let's pin it to this. So I click here and it says write something. I'm going to write how to summarize the contents of this folder and pin. Okay, and that is now pinned with that little Tango sign on that latest data folder name. So if I just go back in here again by pressing refresh to show that I've come freshly to this page, look, there's that little Tango, and if I click on it there, up it comes, and I can say ask Gemini to summarize it. So I click on it and it can then go through the guide me here. I can run it on the current page and I can actually start following the steps that I need to do to actually do that. So you can pin things actually onto web pages so people know what's available, and they can click on things to get the guide relevant to that web page there and then. Fantastic. Okay, that's it. Now that you know about it, the best thing is to go and try it for yourself. So just go over to Tango.ai and sign up for free. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.